This video is made possible by my patrons on Patreon. Hello everyone, my name is Ziamaro and welcome to Battlerite Sage. So today we're returning to our comp spotlight series, and the comp we're looking at today has a very different feel to the ones we've seen so far. I would say it's one of the more specialist comps, but it's also one of the most fun comps to play, even if you can't pull it off very well. And that comp is something I'm just going to refer to as Speeeeeed Comp. I mean, you guys all know who's going to be the main feature in this comp, right? And if you don't, which game have you been playing? But if you haven't guessed, the linchpin of this comp is the uncontested Queen of Speed herself, Taya. Unlike all the other comps we've looked at, this comp really does revolve around one champion. There are a few ways you can go with her teammates, but if you want a speed comp, you're gonna need a Taya. And who better to use as a demonstration of Taya gameplay than a verse? Honestly, the way that this comp works is pretty self-explanatory. You're using the team-wide haste buff that Taya can give you to outmaneuver your opponent. Honestly, I think haste is one of the best buffs in the game, and it's also a buff that has a high skill cap in its execution. The better you are with your WAS and D skills, the more use you'll get out of this. If Taya uses her wind bomb with the yellow right, that gives your entire team haste for 1.8 seconds. That's 1.8 seconds where, if your movement skills are good, you're going to be very difficult to hit. Or if you're not getting fired at, it's 1.8 seconds of extra speed to chase down opponents. And there are a bunch of champions who can make great use of this buff. So first, let's take a look at melee teammates. When it comes to a melee teammate, you have quite a lot of flexibility. Pretty much every melee champion can benefit from haste, but there are a few that come to mind. Firstly, Thorn. One of the most fun things about running Thorn and Taya together is Wind Bomb into Burrow. With this combo, Thorn turns into an absolute speed demon. If you want to get extra cheesy, you could even run Deep Burrow on Thorn so your opponent doesn't even see you coming. Another great thing about the Taya-Thorn combo is how good Thorn is at peeling. Taya's main weakness is how vulnerable she can be to melee champions, and Thorn is one of the best champions in the game for peeling aggressive melee off his team. Another option you have in this comp is Croke. The haste buff makes it a lot easier for Croke to land his stuns and incaps, and when you consider how well that sets Taya up for her right click combo, this comp looks pretty great. At BPL levels of play, Croke just doesn't stack up well against other melee options, but in regular games this is a pretty fun combo. You could just go all in on the haste strategy and run Freya. Freya also has an abundance of ways to get haste. If you just want to be the speediest team on the planet, you can try this out. Shifu and Raigon also work really well. Both of them have some heavy sustained damage if they can stick to their target, and they also have a tendency to draw a lot of attention, which allows Taya to quietly do her thing, slinging 42 damage X strikes at people from the back. Next, let's take a look at your support options. When it comes to picking a support for this comp, I feel like you're a little more limited. Firstly, it's worth noting that it can be quite hard to heal teammates who are spamming haste. Of course, you can overcome this with good aim, but there's no denying that it can be quite stressful for a mouse 1 healer to support a Taya comp. Zenda is a possible exception to this. Firstly, his projectiles are huge because he throws 2 cards at a time, but also he adds an extra layer of mobility to the team and offers a plethora of useful buffs and debuffs. If you're as good at Ulrich as Bloom, then Ulrich is actually a really solid pick. The only issue is you're gonna have to time your spaces around haste. If you miss going through a teammate with it, you're in trouble. You won't get the reset and you could end up in a bad position. If you do consistently get your space resets though, Ulrich is a great choice for this comp. His heals are solid, he has a lot of CC, and he has great mobility in his own right. One of the easiest supports to play in this comp is Blossom. Not only is her heal area huge, making it easier to hit, the cooldowns on her heals are also very short, so you're not punished quite as badly for missing one. On top of that, she has her tree, which is very easy to get value out of in a Taya comp. And if that wasn't enough, she also has some decent synergy with Taya. If you take the yellow tree right, you offer a second team-wide haste buff, and this one lasts for 2.5 seconds. This means you can keep up the footsie battles for even longer. And finally, you could also consider taking Sirius in this comp. One thing that Taya really lacks is CC, so any support that can add some solid CC is a bonus. Sirius offers both a very strong AoE Petrify and a really long weaken, and we all know how strong weaken effects can be. On top of that, one of Sirius's main issues is the classic space into Q meme. A good Sirius knows how to dip in and out of melee range safely, but nonetheless, Taya's haste is very helpful for him. Speed comp is definitely one of the most unique compositions in Battlerite. Not only is Taya great for offering team-wide haste, she can also output some insane damage with her X-Strike, and unlike Jade's Snipe, you don't even hear it coming. I remember someone joking that Taya is either a champion you don't play or you're a Taya main, and there's a reason for that. She's probably the most unique champion in the game. She requires a very different skill set to other champions. But if you play with a good Taya and build around her, you can have a lot of fun, so definitely try it out. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please feel free to subscribe for more Battlerite guides, news, and discussion. If you'd like to help support the channel and get some unique rewards, then head over to patreon.com/battleritesage. And don't forget to check out twitch.tv/battleritesage. Until next time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.